The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the city as I sat in the doctor's office, awaiting the news that would change my life forever. The day had started with a sense of normalcy, a routine checkup that I had no reason to fear. Yet as the doctor walked in with a somber expression, I knew that my life was about to take an unexpected turn. "You have cancer," he said, his voice steady but gentle. In that moment it felt as though time had stopped. The words echoed in my mind, a relentless reminder of the fragility of life. Despite the gravity of the diagnosis, a part of me refused to succumb to despair. I looked out the window, where the beauty of the sunset reminded me that even in the darkest moments there is light. It was this juxtaposition of hope amidst adversity that prompted me to reflect on the relationships I had neglected, the connections that had once brought joy and meaning to my life. The diagnosis, though heart-wrenching, served as a wake-up call. It reminded me that life is fleeting and that the bonds we share with others are what truly matter. It was a revelation that, despite the challenges ahead, there was an opportunity to mend bridges, to reach out to those I had lost touch with, and to reignite the flames of old friendships. In the days that followed, my mind was consumed not with fear, but with determination. I was determined to face cancer with courage and to use this ordeal as a catalyst for reconnection. The prospect of reaching out to old friends and colleagues, of sharing my story and hearing theirs, filled me with a sense of purpose. Cancer had indeed changed my life, but it also offered me a chance to rediscover the joy of human connection, to rebuild the relationships that time and distance had eroded. This was the beginning of a journey not just of survival, but of reconnection and renewed hope. In the quiet moments of solitude that enveloped my days following the diagnosis, I found a sanctuary within the confines of my own thoughts. These periods of contemplation became a cherished retreat, a place where the noise of the world and the weight of my illness could not reach me. It was during these times, in the stillness of my garden, surrounded by the tender blooms of spring or the crisp air of fall, that I delved deep into the reservoirs of my memory. I remembered the faces of friends with whom I had lost touch, the sound of their laughter, and the adventures we had shared. I recalled colleagues who had become friends over shared projects and common goals, their camaraderie a once constant source of support and inspiration. In this reflective state, I marveled at how life's journey had intertwined my path with so many remarkable individuals, each leaving an indelible mark on the tapestry of my existence. Solitude, often mistaken for loneliness, became my guide through the labyrinth of my past, allowing me to revisit moments of joy and connection I thought were lost to time. I contemplated the fleeting nature of life, how quickly moments pass and how easily connections can fade into the background of our busy lives. Yet it was this realization that kindled a desire within me, a longing not just to remember, but to reconnect, to reach out and bridge the gaps that time had created. These moments of solitude, far from being a time of isolation, became a period of awakening. They reminded me of the importance of relationships, of the human connection that enriches our lives and gives us strength. It was in this solitude that I found the courage to extend a hand, to write the first letter, igniting a journey of reconnection. The silence that I once sought for peace became the catalyst for an outreach that would transform my journey with cancer, bringing into my life the warmth of friendship and the power of human connection anew. In a moment that felt like an embrace from the universe, I stumbled upon an old photograph hidden between the pages of a dusty book. It was a snapshot of a younger me, surrounded by friends on a trip we had taken decades ago. Our faces were lit with the kind of joy that only true camaraderie can bring. Holding that photograph, a wave of nostalgia washed over me, mingling with a sense of urgency. It was as if the universe itself was nudging me toward the decision that would significantly alter my journey with cancer. That evening, under the soft glow of my study lamp, the decision to reach out solidified within me. The thought of reconnecting after so many years was daunting, yet the photograph had reawakened a longing in me to rekindle those lost connections. Each friend had played a pivotal role in my life, weaving their unique thread into the fabric of my existence. As I sat pondering over my list of names, the magnitude of what I was about to do began to sink in. This was not merely a call out into the void, hoping for an echo in return. It was an intentional step toward bridging the gap that time and life had placed between us. With a resolve that surprised even me, I picked up my pen and began drafting the letters. The words flowed with ease, as if they had been waiting just beneath the surface for the right moment to emerge. I shared not only my diagnosis but also reminisced about the memories that had bonded us. Each letter was a testament to the enduring nature of friendship, an invitation to reconnect not just for my sake, but for the shared joy of reigniting a bond that had once meant everything to us. This decision, born out of a serendipitous discovery, became the catalyst for a journey of renewal. It was a step taken with hope, a belief that even in the midst of life's greatest challenges, the warmth of old friendships could light the way forward. With a heart full of memories and a hand steadied by resolve, I sat at my old oak desk, the very one where countless stories of my youth were penned, to craft the first of many letters. The golden hue of the afternoon sun streamed through the window, casting a warm glow over the parchment before me. It felt like the universe itself was cheering me on, a silent but potent reminder that even in moments of solitude, one is never truly alone. I dipped my pen into the inkwell, a gesture so familiar yet imbued with a newfound significance. This wasn't just any letter, it was a bridge to the past, an olive branch extended across the years of silence. The name etched at the top of the page was that of a friend whose laughter still echoed in the corners of my mind, a companion of my youth whose presence had once been a constant source of joy. As I began to write, the words flowed effortlessly, each sentence weaving together the tapestry of our shared history. I spoke of the adventures that had colored our days, the trials that had tested our bond, and the unwavering friendship that had stood the test of time. But I also shared the truth of my current reality, the diagnosis that had prompted this journey of reconnection. It was a declaration of vulnerability, an invitation to stand together once more, not in the shadow of my illness, but in the light of our enduring friendship. The act of writing this letter was both a journey into the past and a step towards the future. It was an affirmation of life, a testament to the fact that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit remains indomitable. With each word I felt a weight lifting from my shoulders, replaced by a blossoming hope that this letter would mark the beginning of a renewed bond, a connection rekindled not by circumstance but by choice. The anticipation that filled my days after sending the letters was a blend of excitement and trepidation. Each morning, I would make my way to the mailbox with a hopeful heart, wondering if today would be the day I heard back from an old friend. The world seemed to hold its breath along with me, the early morning sun casting hopeful glimmers on the path to the mailbox, a silent companion in my wait. Then, on a morning painted with the soft hues of dawn, my patience bore fruit. As I slid my hand into the mailbox expecting the usual assortment of bills and flyers, my fingers brushed against an envelope that felt different. It was heavier, its texture speaking of distances traveled and stories waiting to be unfolded. My heart skipped a beat as I recognized the handwriting, a familiar script that had not graced my eyes in years. With trembling hands and a surge of emotions, I opened the envelope. The letter inside was a time capsule, transporting me back to days filled with laughter and companionship. My friend's words danced across the page, a melody of memories and present-day musings that bridged the gap time had created between us. They shared their life's journey, the highs and lows, and expressed genuine concern and support for my battle with cancer. But it was the closing lines of the letter that moved me the most. My friend assured me that distance and time had not diminished our bond, that in their heart, our friendship remained as strong as ever. They were with me in spirit, ready to offer support in any way they could. That first reply was a beacon of hope, illuminating the path forward. It reassured me that the steps I had taken to reach out, to mend the frayed edges of past connections, were not in vain. The joy and comfort that letter brought into my life were immeasurable, a testament to the enduring power of friendship and the unexpected blessings that life, even in its most challenging moments, can bring. The journey of reconnecting with long-lost friends and colleagues transformed from a daunting task into a series of joyful discoveries. Each letter I sent out was like casting a stone across the waters of my past, watching the ripples reach out and touch the lives of those I had thought were lost to me. The responses I received were nothing short of miraculous, each one a beacon of warmth and friendship reigniting a flame I thought had long been extinguished. One response in particular stands out, a letter from a dear friend with whom I had shared countless adventures in our youth. Their words were a lifeline, pulling me from the solitude of my diagnosis into the comforting embrace of a friendship that had withstood the test of time. We shared updates and reminisced about the days gone by, finding solace in the familiarity of our bond. The act of reconnecting brought unexpected joy into my days. Phone calls followed letters, and soon video chats bridged the miles between us, allowing for shared laughs and even shared tears. It was as if no time had passed at all, our connections as strong as ever, proving that true friendships, those forged in the fires of youth and tempered by life's challenges, never truly fade. With each old friend that re-entered my life, I was reminded of the richness that relationships bring to our existence. These rekindled friendships became my sanctuary, a place where cancer was just a word, not a sentence. Each connection restored was a step away from the shadow of my diagnosis, and a step toward a life defined not by illness but by the love and support of those I hold dear. The adventure of reconnecting took an unexpected turn the day I received a letter from someone I least expected. It was a chilly morning, the kind that hints at the coming of winter, when a splash of color among the usual bills caught my eye. A postcard, vibrant and cheerful, from an old neighbor who had moved away years ago. We were never close, merely exchanging greetings and small talk over the fence, yet here was their handwriting, offering words of encouragement and strength. This surprise was just the beginning. As word of my diagnosis and my quest to reignite old friendships spread, messages began to arrive from the most unexpected corners of my life. A colleague I barely remembered from my early working days sent an email filled with kind words and an offer to catch up over a phone call. Even the barista from my favorite coffee shop from years past, who had somehow heard about my situation, dropped a thoughtful note and a gift card in the mail. Each act of kindness, no matter how small, felt like a ray of sunshine piercing through the clouds of my diagnosis. These unexpected connections not only warmed my heart but also bolstered my spirit, providing comfort during a time when it was most needed. It was astonishing how a situation as daunting as battling cancer could reveal the depth of generosity and compassion lying dormant within acquaintances and strangers alike. Their support reminded me that sometimes the most profound connections come from the most unexpected places, highlighting the inherent goodness that binds us all. It was a lesson in humility and the surprising nature of human empathy, adding yet another layer of richness to this journey of reconnection. Embarking on this quest to reconnect with long-lost friends and acquaintances unfolded in ways I could never have imagined, deeply influencing my journey with cancer. As the responses to my letters and gestures of outreach began to weave a renewed tapestry of connections, I found myself enveloped in an incredible support system that I hadn't anticipated. Each letter, call, and message infused my days with a sense of community and belonging that was profoundly comforting during my treatment. This newfound network of support did more than just uplift my spirits. It significantly altered my outlook on the battle I was facing. The loneliness and isolation that initially accompanied my diagnosis began to dissipate, replaced by a feeling of solidarity that empowered me. It was as if each rekindled friendship brought with it a surge of strength and resilience, fueling my will to fight and my hope for recovery. What truly amazed me was the multifaceted impact these reconnections had on my well-being. Not only did they provide emotional sustenance, but they also reminded me of who I was beyond the cancer. Through shared memories and laughter, I was able to reclaim pieces of my identity that the disease had threatened to overshadow. This journey, sparked by a dire diagnosis, transformed into a remarkable adventure of rediscovery and reaffirmation of the human spirit's capacity for love and support. Each connection, old or new, served as a reminder that even in our most vulnerable moments we are not alone. The warmth and kindness that surrounded me became my beacon of hope, guiding me through the uncertainty of cancer with grace and courage. Embarking on this unexpected journey of reconnecting in the face of my cancer diagnosis taught me invaluable lessons about the power of relationships. The most profound lesson I've gleaned is the incredible strength found in vulnerability. Opening up about my battle, sharing my fears, and extending a hand in hope of rekindling old bonds revealed a depth of support and love I hadn't anticipated. It underscored the importance of expressing love and appreciation for those around us, regardless of the uncertainty of tomorrow. I've also learned the timeless nature of true connections. Time and distance are mere illusions in the face of genuine relationships. Friendships, I discovered, are not diminished by years apart, but can be reignited with a spark of memory and a dash of courage. This journey reminded me that it's never too late to reach out, to mend bridges, and to weave new threads into the fabric of our lives. Another key insight is the value of living in the moment. Embracing the present, finding joy in the small things, and cherishing the connections we have today have become guiding principles for me. This experience has been a powerful reminder that while cancer may have been the catalyst for this chapter of my life, the story I write is one of hope, love, and the enduring power of friendship. Gazing into the horizon, I see not the shadow of my diagnosis, but the brilliant light of hope and connection that this journey has rekindled in my life. Embarking on this path to reconnect with old friends and acquaintances amid my battle with cancer has been an unexpected voyage filled with joy, comfort, and an overwhelming sense of belonging. The letters, the heartfelt replies, and the rekindling of faded bonds have fortified my spirit more than I could have ever imagined. As I look forward, it's with a heart buoyant with gratitude for the myriad of connections that have blossomed anew, painting my days with strokes of love, laughter, and shared memories. This journey has taught me the indomitable power of human connection and the beauty of opening one's heart, lessons that I carry with me as I navigate the uncertainties of my condition. With every sunrise, I am reminded of the renewed purpose and zest for life that my friends, both old and new, have gifted me. Together we step into the future, a future I now approach with an unwavering optimism and a resolve to cherish every moment.